What have you learned from Dave, and what makes him stand out above other people?
That he's the genuine article. He really is the same guy in meetings, around a fireplace with a cigar. He's the same guy. Now the way he may come across may be a little bit different in personal or professional settings when he's not on the air. But one of the things that I've been just so genuinely impressed with, having known him for 20 plus years, now work with him for 10, is that he's the genuine article. He really, and I'm not trying to stay on that one theme, but that's the thing that impresses me most, is that he is a guy who lives what he believes. There's just no hypocrisy there. So that's one thing. The other thing is he surrounds himself with really good people. He's very, very disciplined with that. And, that's an entire topic. Like that to me is probably at this stage of my life and career, as I've got 3 teens, one's in college now. The data is clear that 95% of your success or failure in life is directly related to the people you hang out with. And this is from the Harvard study, the longest study on relationships that's ever been done, continues to this day. That's one of their key findings. And, he's just very intentional from how we hire, who we hire from a professional standpoint, but then in his personal life, just very, very disciplined and very selective in who he hangs out with.
That's interesting. I haven't heard about that Harvard study. So you're saying 95% of your success is derived from who you spend your time with?
Success or failure.
Success or failure.
So yeah,
how do they even conduct a study? Like I'm curious because this to me is like earth-shattering. Statistics.
So you can look it up, you can Google it and find it in 1 second. It's been going on now for 80 plus years.
Oh wow.
And so they've been following people from birth to death, and they're following generational. So they're following entire families, and this is an ongoing study. It is, you talk to any psychologist, anybody that's an expert in the field of relationships, it's the gold standard. And so there's so much that's come from that study, as you can imagine. I mean, it's like a beautiful onion, but that's the piece of data that I've locked in on. And I share that all the time because if you think about every area of your life, just set this for you. You think about your financial life. You think about your relational life. You think about your professional life, think about your physical life, if we just leave it to that, okay? And we can throw spiritual in there if you're a person that considers yourself to be spiritual. Let's take those 5 areas of your life. If you were to sit down right now, Jack, and kind of score yourself out and kind of go, okay, am I winning in each of these areas? When you look at whether you're winning or losing, that study would tell you, dig in, winning or losing, and you can extrapolate from that I'm winning largely or I'm losing largely because of the people I spend the most time with. And the whole takeaway of that is the unbelievable influence that we have on each other as humans. That's the big takeaway.
So how can the viewer apply this in their own life? You're just saying maybe write down how you think you're performing in those categories.
Yeah.
Map out your friends and see if there's any lagging people there.
Let's take money, for instance. So where do you feel? So your listeners right now, all right, folks, where are you at? You winning financially or are you losing? Are you just kind of hovering? You rate it. Write it down. This is a fabulous exercise. I'm doing okay. All right. Now, look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they doing okay in their finances? Are they winning in their finances? You're going to see a correlation, and you can just keep on going with that. Are you winning physically? Do you have good habits in how you eat, how you exercise? Yes, no, average, whatever you want to do there. Great, average, suck, whatever. And think about the people you're spending time with. And, Jim Rohn also popularized this, the legendary kind of motivational guys, like the 5 people you spend time with, so this is not a new concept, but this is actual data. The data is, you can have opinions all you want to. I like data. And so when you begin to look at that, you go, okay. And so what's happening is as you begin to do inventory on your life, do inventory on your friends. There's going to be correlation. So if I need to change something in my life, I should probably change the time I'm spending with these people, change my friends. Now that sounds heartless. I'm not saying that you just go break up with everybody in your life, but I would begin to put some boundaries up.
Audit it,
put boundaries up where we need boundaries. By the way, this applies to family as well. If you have a family member that's pulling you down, you need some boundaries. That's real. And so what happens is, to give you an example, Dave Ramsey challenged me years ago in this company-wide marathon challenge, half marathon challenge. He guilted me in front of the entire staff. Coleman, you got to run. I hate running. I love exercising. I hate running. Long story short, he put the pressure on me. I said, I'll do it. So I decided I need a stretch goal in order to do this, or I'm going to wake up one day and go, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to run. I'm going to watch football today. And so we had the stretch goal, and I called a buddy of mine who was an ultra marathoner. I said, I need you to train me. And I said, I'm going to need you to run with me a few times, because I inherently knew that if I run with a better runner, he's going to set a better pace than me. And by running with him on one of those long runs, he's just a better runner. He's in better shape. I knew my performance would be better because he's setting the pace. It's almost like he's pulling me in this gravitational pull. That's the example here of what we take away from that. As we audit and we look at, okay, who do we need to be spending time with? I want to spend time with people. If I don't like where I'm at financially, I want to start spending time with dudes or my wife and I spending time with couples that are ahead of us financially, because they're going to set a pace. And I think that's the real richness of that idea.